What?
Trying to drink out of her water bottle from the top.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Probably.
Frost, it's coming over the edge. It's like a watering bottle for a hamster.
We do have an opponent. We are here under the moonlight, a 7:45 p.m. start. We have the HP Nordics sporting our standard baby blue sweaters, facing off against the Wayzata Trojans. Late start, past a lot of girls' bedtimes when we end here. Let's see if they're all up for it. Around the circle comes Emmy Funder. Puts a move on Elliott. Stopped by Elliott Home. Here comes Remy Anderson. Stop start. The Trojans can see it. We got ourselves a good matchup today. There's Sydney putting one off Elliott's stick. We got game starting in 20 seconds here. And that buzzer is going to signify the puck pickup. Be underway shortly. right, kicking off the game, we got Lydia left wing, Sophie at center, Emmy at right wing, Hadley right D, Bree left D. Face off, controlled by Wayzata, right out of the gate. Hadley banks it off the boards, and Hadley's brought her best today. Hadley with an immediate breakaway. Top right corner for a 1-0 lead. Here we go, HP. Right off the bat, Hadley Johnson gets us going. It's always a good start. Wayzata controls the face-off again. Emmy with an interception at the blue line, but Wayzata dumps it down the other way. Lydia circling it around in her own zone, passes it off to Bree. Bree gets it out of our zone, out of the stick of a Wayzata player. Bree playing hard over there on defense. Hadley gains control, gets a backhand off the Wayzata defender. Onto the stick of Sophie Younger, who still maintains control as she battles through the sea of Wayzata Trojans. Wayzata doing their best to get it out of their zone, but they have not succeeded so far. They dump it around the net, but there's Bree waiting to keep it in. And the buzzer to change. Off comes Sawyer and Lillian as D. Remy, Daphne, and Nula are the forwards. On top of the circle. Nula's there to force it away. Remy back the other way with a whole team of Wayzata Trojans there. And she gets it out of the zone. Nice play by Remy. Wayzata's going to check up to get on sides, but they don't. It's Sawyer and a Trojan, and the Trojan dumps it down the length of the ice. Nula gathers it at center. Here comes Wayzata with only a couple to beat, but they can't even get it into the zone. Eventually they do, but no threat as of now. Nula brings it up the far boards, gets a pass off to Daphne. Daphne fights through one, can't get through the next. Sawyer banks it off the boards. Sawyer trying her best to get it through everyone, can't quite do it. Lillian's there to poke check it away and get it on the near boards here. Nula comes away with it after a scrum. Nula takes it out wide. Met by a Wayzata defender, but gets it in the zone, and we have a change. Not an eventful shift there, but Wayzata gets it off the change in their own zone. Hadley Johnson off the bench, pokes it away. Back onto the stick of a Wayzata player. Lydia takes it right back with a pass to Bree. Bree can't hang on. Tries to get it out, and it finds the stick of Hadley Johnson again. Hadley Johnson up the near boards, poked away by Wayzata at the last second at center ice. Hadley Johnson comes right back through the middle. Hadley Johnson's going to get a wrister from the middle of the circle. She does it, and it's turned away by the stick of the Wayzata goaltender. Dumped around the net by Wayzata. Wayzata has it at the top of the zone, but Hopkins Park keeps it in. Sophie keeps it in, and Sophie wins the race to the puck. Sophie's going to come around the Wayzata net, get a little wraparound attempt on, but blocked by the Wayzata defense. And back come the Trojans. Hadley Johnson, the last skater to win. Uh-oh. Hadley Johnson gets it poked away, and here's going to be a test for Elliott. And Elliott passes. Rebound taken by Hadley Johnson up to Sophie. Good pass, good heads-up look. But Wayzata's there, and we're going to have an offsides call. Looks like we're going to let them play since there was a change anyway. So Wayzata's going to gather it in their own zone. trying to bring it up the near boards. Met by the whole Hopkins Park team, but eventually the Wayzata team and gets it. Nula on in the zone. Good job by Nula. Nula forcing some turnovers behind the net. Nula gets it off to Remy. Remy and Wayzata. Wayzata and Remy. Here comes the Wayzata Trojans. Lillian and Sawyer are there, though. You're not going to get far with those two. Sawyer's going to get the control of it, and she's going to easily dispatch of 2 Trojans, but lose the puck. Oh, Sawyer's got herself a breakaway. 1 Trojan to beat. Sawyer gets a panic shot off, and it goes well wide left of the Wayzata goaltender. Reposition the camera a little bit here. Lost it a little bit. Instead of dancing around with it in their own zone. 1 move, 2 moves. She's got nobody to beat, but Sawyer's right hot on her heels. Sawyer with some awesome defense to prevent a shot. And Wayzata gets it in the center, but can't get a shot off there either. A whole bunch of Hopkins Park defense there prevents a shot from on Elliott Holm. The puck goes down to center ice, and Wayzata controls it off the chain. Wayzata doing a good job keeping it in the Hopkins doing a good job of keeping it in the Wayzata zone. Sophie puts a little spinorama on, but it gets poked away right onto the stick of Hadley Johnson, however. Hadley gets it out of the zone. That's a good play by a Wayzata defense, and Hopkins needs to reset. Hadley Johnson with a backhand pass off to Sophie Younger. Sophie with nobody in front of her, but the goalie in 1D, and just fires it right into the right side of the net. And it's 2-0 Hopkins Park, and the Wayzata goalie is heated already. Way to go, Soph. Way to go, Hadley. Emmy's not letting Wayzata dump it in deep. Neither is Hadley. Hadley's going to bring it around wide up the far boards. Hadley with 2 or 3 to beat. Hadley beats 1. Hadley beats another. Hadley's got 1 more. She tries to get a pass out to Sophie. Poked away by the Wayzata goalie. The horn signifies a change as the puck is way down deep in the Wayzata zone. Hopkins Park hustling off the bench, but Wayzata's going to beat him. Wayzata tries to bounce it off the boards, but they can't. Remy's there to grab the puck. Gets a little shot on, but doesn't get far. Here comes Wayzata up the far boards. Nula jams it away. Just Nula and Sawyer left to beat, and Nula said no thank you. Elliott staying relatively clean tonight so far. Lillian with a pass to Remy Anderson at the top of our own circle. Nula gets it out of the zone, forcing Wayzata to reset. And Sawyer will gain possession of it at center. She puts a move on. Remy's got to get back inside. Sawyer knows it. Sawyer knows what she's doing. Sawyer with it wide, gets it into the Wayzata zone. And saying it all, that's a smart player. It's a good defensive shift by Hopkins Park. Uh-oh. Number 10 for Wayzata can skate. She's got it at the bottom of the circle. Tough angle for her. Not a real threat there, but we got to keep an eye on number 10 for Wayzata. Sydney up the near boards. Has 2 Wayzata Trojans to beat. She can't get by them both. They poke it out, back out to center ice.
There you go. Go, Lydia.
Lydia dumps it back into the zone and gets it slapped away by Wayzata, but not out of the zone yet. Sophie keeps it in. Poked away again by Wayzata, and this time they do get it out of the zone. Sydney gains possession up the near boards at center ice, and she loses it. And number 10 has it. Here's going to be a real test for Elliott Holm, and again, a centering pass to nobody. And back comes Sydney McCambridge. Sydney with 1 move, Sydney with 2 moves, 1 more to beat, and 1 more recover. Sydney gets a pass over to Emmy. Emmy loses it deep, and we have a whistle for something. Maybe offsides. We're gonna have a buzzer, and we're gonna have a change. Newland's gonna take the face-off with Daphne on her left, Remy on her right, Hadley at her 1D, and Lillian at the left D. Good line out there. Wayzata skating with it around their own net. Pressure on by Remy and Nula. Dangerously close to getting by Hadley, but she's a talented player, so she has good hands. Keep them from getting by. Another offsides call, face off, controlled by Remy. Off to Nula, but Wayzata with some pressure, and nobody really has control of it yet until Wayzata finally does. Wayzata up the far boards, dumps it back into their own zone. Hopkins Park should be putting some pressure on here. Go get them, girls. Wayzata with a pass. Hadley dumps it down behind the net. Wayzata back around their own net, up to the top of the blue line. They finally get it out. Only Hadley left to beat. Saved by the bell. Hopkins Park is coming out firing today, everybody. Not letting Wayzata get anything going. A couple of fluke breakaways, but other than that, it's been a really solid game by the Hopkins Park Nordics. Up come the Trojans, but Sophie puts an end to that real quick, and Sophie gets it back into the Wayzata zone. Sophie forced deep. Around the net. The whole Trojan team following her. Sawyer gets it, and Sawyer gets it poked away, but Sydney keeps it in and dumps it back down low. Good play by Sydney there. Up the middle of the ice come the Trojans. Sophie wants some more action, and she gets it, and she keeps it in again. Can't lose the game if you don't give up any goals, girls. You guys are playing really good defense. Sophie dumps it off to Sawyer, and the horn sounds. We'll have a change with Hadley, Lillian, Bree, Nula, and Daphne flying off the bench. I'm telling you guys, number 10 can skate. But so can we. No match for Nula. When Nula wants to turn on the Jets, she can. When Hadley wants to turn on the Jets, she can. Number 10 gets a weak shot off onto Elliott, but turned away with no effort by Elliott. Daphne tripped up at center ice, but the puck dumps down low into the Wayzata zone. Daphne with a pass to Bree. Bree with a shot that just goes wide to the left. She gathers her own rebound, gets the pass up to the dot, and turned over by Wayzata. Lillian keeps it in, back to Bree. Bree with another shot, goes wide right. The Trojan goalie is very frustrated. Uh-oh. Hope that's not number 10. It is, but Lillian puts it into all her hopes and dreams. No D1 scholarship for number 10, and here comes Hadley. Hadley cuts it back. Hadley with another shot, and Hadley with her second goal of the game, and that's 3-0 Hopkins Park. 2 goals for Hadley Johnson, and we're gonna play it. Sophie Younger high off the glass to Remy. Eventually going to be gathered up by Lydia. Lydia Homestead brings it in up the left side of the zone. And Sophie can't quite keep it in, so everybody's got to get back on sides. And we do. What a well-coached operation we have here in Hopkins Park. Lydia's going to have herself a shot. Can't get through the Wayzata defense. Remy tries to put in the rebound and again goes wide to the right. Back come the Trojans, but can't get it out. Sophie's there with a backhand opportunity. Remy has an open net, but can't get her stick on it. Wayzata with only Sophie to beat. And Sawyer comes back the other way. 1 to beat. That shouldn't be that hard for Sawyer Mickelson. Sawyer Mickelson with nobody but a goalie. Please score. Oh, right into the chest protector of the goalie. Good play by Sawyer, but just stopped by the goalie. The puck's gonna stay in the Wayzata zone on the change. All 5 Trojans there. Hadley says, give me that puck, but can't. Hadley and Lillian fall. Emmy has it. Emmy gets the puck going the right way. Wayzata with it at center ice, poked away by Nula. Lillian has it at the red line. Lillian easily dispatches of one Wayzata Trojan and brings it up the wide left. Gets it into the zone where there's Emmy waiting to play some defense. Emmy playing a good game today. Hadley says, give me that puck. Poked away by number 13 on Wayzata. Onto the stick of number 8, and number 8 gets a pretty okay shot off on Elliott for the first real test, and that'll do it for the first period. We are playing periods tonight, I believe, so we have 3. We have some new guests tonight. These are old AU players. Taylor, what does HP need to do to win this game tonight? Oh, we're live on YouTube. Thousands or millions, I don't know. We're winning 3-0 right now. We're not allowed to keep score at 8U yet. As a reminder again, we are HP. We're going to start the second period with Remy at left wing. Sophie at center, Hadley right wing. Sawyer right D. And I can't tell if that's Nula or Lillian at left D until they turn. And I see a number. Again, it is 3-0 Hopkins Park to start the second period. And it's Nula at the lefty, by the way. Hopkins Park gets it way deep down into the corner. Remy still keeping pressure on, and Remy gets taken out by a stick of a Wayzata defender. Hadley off to Sophie. Sophie with a spin. Sophie off the boards. Sophie to Remy. Remy with a shot. Stopped by Wayzata. Hadley with a turnover. Oh, a one-timer to Remy and just goes wide to the left. Back come the Trojans. Met by Sophie and knocked down. Sophie bringing it around the net. Sophie battling 3 Trojans in the corner. And they win because it was 3-on-1. But Hopkins Park still keeps it in the zone. Hadley with a sweet move. Does it find the back of the net? It does. And it is now 4-0, and that's a hat trick for Hadley Johnson. Wayzata wins the faceoff. Gotta win something. And we got ourselves a change. Puck sitting at center ice. Wayzata the first ones to it. Number 14 can skate too. Number 14 with the pass to Sydney McCambridge. That's the wrong team. She wants it back. Lillian's stick gets held up a little bit, but Sydney comes away with it behind the net. Sydney passes it up to Lillian Johnson. Lillian Johnson trying to battle it out of the Hopkins zone. Lillian Johnson onto the stick of Sydney McCambridge, who brings it around the corner. Lydia wants it on some of the action, and she brings it back around the other way. Tries to bank it off the boards, but Wayzata was there to keep it in. Lydia bringing it around the net, and Elliott. Number 10 brings it around. Tries to get a shot off, it can't. A rebound. Smothered by Elliott Holmes. We have a change, and Sawyer Mickelson's going to bring it around Elliott. She's going to look up and survey the ice. When number 12 gets some space, it's always a bit dangerous. Last defender. Not hers. Hadley circles back around to center ice. Ends up on the stick of Sophie Young. Sophie gets a contested backhand off, but it goes well wide to the right. Wayzata goes hard in his boards. No foul. Battle in the corner. Sophie comes away with it. Taken away by Wayzata, and they bounce it off the boards back up to center ice. Or Sophie's there to turn the puck around. Well, Wayzata's coming right behind and get it going the other way again. They keep it in the zone. Hadley finally comes away with it. Hadley with another shot well high. Puck comes around to the corner. Sawyer keeps it in, and it gets out. Sawyer's going to let everybody reset, and they do. Let's see what number 12 can do. So number 12 cuts it back. Number 12 got nobody to beat. Oh, number 12 gets it poked away just at the last second. Good play, number 12. Off the change, the Trojans are going to gather it in their own corner. Lydia, Sydney, Remy, Bree, Lillian out there for us. Can't quite keep it in. Uh-oh, that could be a problem. But nope, Sydney recovers. And she's there, no problem at all. Sydney with a pass on to Lillian. Lillian's going to keep it going. Here comes Lillian. And number 10 does her job. Just gets out of the zone. We're not going to call offsides on that. And here comes, I'm assuming, number 10. Yep, it's number 10. She blows by Sydney McCambridge. She's going to give Elliott a shot. Oh, and she puts it wide left, just past the glove of awaiting Elliott home. And it is 4-1 Hopkins Park. Can't stop them all. You can stop most of them. Keep it up, Elliott. You're doing great. We got to change with the puck sitting right on center ice. This is perfect. Wayzata is the first ones to it. Sawyer puts on the brakes. Most of the Wayzata Trojans fly right by. Sawyer just gets caught up on the boards and she gets caught by the rest of the Trojans. But she maintains possession for a little while. Hadley Johnson with it at the center circle. Hadley Johnson with one to beat. She skates by her. Hadley Johnson looking for number 4. Hadley Johnson gets number 4. And it is 5-1 Hopkins Park. Sophie wins the faceoff and gets it off to Emmy. Wayzata steals it from Emmy. Up the left middle comes Sophie. Sophie with 4 Wayzata defenders hot on her tail. Can't quite get a shot off. Back come the Trojans. Only Sawyer needed to turn around a little bit sooner. And now she's got to do some recovery. She doesn't get back, but Hadley kicks it away. Elliott kicks it away. Nice save, Elliott. Sydney with it behind the net after the change. Here she comes up the near boards. Blows by 2 Trojans pretty easily. Blows by a third, but the third pokes it off of her stick. Just barely. Lillian gets possession at center ice, gets a pass off to Sydney. Sydney gets a pass down to Remy, and Remy dumps it into the zone where Bree is going to get a shot off, I think. And the shot gets intercepted by the Wayzata defense. Up come the Trojans. I'm assuming that's number 10. And it is. Puts a move on Sydney. Blocked by Elliott. Battle for it in Hopkins Park corner here. Comes away and finds the stick of number 10, who puts a long shot on that doesn't get through anybody. Sydney, back the other way. Sydney strong. Number 10's hot on her trail, lifts her stick, and prevents her from getting a shot off. Here come the Trojans up the far boards, met by the whole entire Hopkins Park team, and can't get it going any farther than that. Well, they do get it back into the zone, I guess, but Hadley has it. Hadley brings it out wide down the near boards. Again, nobody to beat for Hadley Johnson. Hadley with one hand on her stick. Hadley shoots. And the Wayzata goalie is so mad she throws her stick on the ice because it is now 6-1 Hopkins Park. Here come the Trojans back up the near boards. Finds the stick of Sawyer Mickelson. Sawyer Mickelson's going to circle it around. She wants to give herself some room. Sawyer's going to come up to the far boards. Almost splits the D, and Lydia's there to clean up her mess. Hadley's there to clean it up for Lydia. Change, and the puck sits in front of the Wayzata frustrated goalie. Oh, Wayzata loses it. Here comes Lillian. Lillian trying to make him pay. And she just can't quite do it. Here comes number 10. Can Sydney redeem herself here? She skates around Sydney. She finally gets herself a goal. And it's 6-2 Hopkins Park. Sophie controls it right off the face, all the way. Sophie's trying to go middle of the ice, bangs it right over the goalie for an immediate answer, and it is now 7-2 Hopkins Park. Uh-oh. Ooh, quick shot onto Elliott, but she's there. Heads up play by Elliott home. Here comes Nula up the far boards. Nula pokes it through two Wayzata defenders. It gets through them, but not much else after that. Wayzata dumps it deep down into the zone, so here's going to let it go back to Nula. Nula gets it out of our zone, and we should have offsides, but we're going to let it go. Here comes Sawyer up the near boards. Sawyer gets a shot, but she's a little too wide, and it goes just wide to the left. I heard a little bit of analysis. What do they need to do? Pass it in front of your net. That means you guys need to, they need to have a person in front of the net too, yes. Sawyer makes Cora look silly. Sawyer makes another girl look silly. Sawyer's got it again. Sawyer's got one to beat, two to beat. Sawyer's gonna get a stop, turn, fire. And it goes in. But I see no Selly. And it's 7-1, Hopkins Park. The Trojans' only hope is number 10. But she's still not even a better skater than our best skater, so they got no hope. And we have icing, and we're going to go all the way back down. Hadley wins the draw, but Wayzata controls it and puts it onto Sophie's stick. Here comes Sophie up the near boards. Poke checked away by the Trojans. But Sophie keeps the battle at the blue line going. Sophie gets it into the Trojan zone, but Trojans get it immediately back up. They dump it down deep into the Hopkins zone where Sydney's racing after it. Sophie wins the battle on the board. Sophie keeps it going the right way, but Wayzata is there to poke it back the other way. And they are way outside, so we'll have a face-off. Or we will let them play off the change. Where Nula gathers the puck in our own zone and brings it up the near boards. Through one, through two, through three. Three recovers and puts a little backhand poke on it. and gets it through. Remy with a breakaway saving poke check. Sawyer slams the brakes on. Sawyer slams more brakes on. Sawyer's got a lot of Wayzata Trojans in front of her, but she's going to see what she can do. She skates around 1, skates around 2, skates around 3, 4, 5. Sawyer's going to have herself a look. Oh, the very last Trojan just barely gets a stick on it. Mula keeps it into the Wayzata zone. But here back come the Trojans. Good play by Lydia to keep it in. Good play by Bree to keep it in. Here comes Daphne with a good look. Daphne gets a shot off. Just poked away by the Trojan goaltender. Wayzata with it around their own net, but she loses her balance. So does Bree. Bree slaps it against the far boards. Lydia gets taken down from behind. And back come the Trojans with only 12 to beat. Probably not going to beat her, sorry. Didn't think so. And back comes Sawyer Mickelson. Sawyer Mickelson skates by the last Wayzata defense. Sawyer buries it for her second goal and an 8-2 Hopkins Park lead. I gotta say it loud enough so they can hear it. Lillian gathers it at center ice, dumps it in the zone. They're not gonna call offsides there because nobody's paying attention. The coaches are talking to each other. At least it didn't lead to a goal. Sophie loses her stick. Number 10 trying her best, but her and Sydney been battling all day. Sydney's been winning most of those battles. Sophie with nobody in front of her. Sophie, just the goalie to beat. Gets a little too deep into the zone, tries to wrap around. Can't get it to fall. 25 seconds to go in the second period. Sophie's gonna try a shot. Yes. Oh, well wide to the left, but good effort. Eight, 7, 6. Don't imagine much happening, and buzzer. 2 periods down. Hopkins Park leads 8-2. Apparently we have a chuck-a-puck. I didn't know, but I'm the best chuck-a-pucker there ever was. I got one.
Wait, what?
You got to get it as close to the middle as you can. There goes Elsie's puck. We're gonna need a measurement here. Hey, it's not you. We have a winner.
The winner is 225.
225. Is that Cam? TJ. I wanted to interview the winner, but he's a little shy. TJ's the winner of the chuck-a-puck. Oh, man. This game is late. have more team party funds, it looks like. All right, third and final period underway here. 14 minutes to go in the game. Hopkins Park leading 8-2. Hadley Johnson wins the face-off. But Wayzata controls it shortly after that. Up they come by the near boards, slapped away by Hadley. Wayzata has it in the middle of the net. In the middle of the ice in front of the net, but poked away by Sawyer Mickelson. And Sawyer's going to come away with it after a battle behind. She's going to easily skate by one, easily skate by two, but that girl's right behind her. She puts the brakes on, and we're going to have an offsides, but no, we're going to let them play on. All 10 of the skaters in one spot there. Wayzata finally comes away with it, and they bring it out wide down the far boards. Lily had enough of that and said, okay, give me the puck. Hadley Johnson gonna bring it right up the middle of the ice. Forced down to the near boards. Hadley Johnson with one move. Hadley Johnson dumps it off to Emmy Funder. Emmy Funder dumps it off to Remy. Remy stopped by the Trojans. We have a change with the puck down in the far, far, far corner. Here comes Sydney with an opportunity. Sydney deserves a goal tonight for the good defense she's been playing. Wayzata tries to get it out of their own zone, but Lydia keeps it in, but onto the stick of a Wayzata Trojan, who gets it out to center ice, and Sophie turns it back the other way, right to Bree. Bree puts one move on, but turned over by the Trojans. Uh-oh, the Trojans get it deep down, and they have nobody in front of them. Oh, and they whiff on the shot. We're going to have to get a... Oh, no, Elliott doesn't have a shutout. I was going to get a check-in on the number of shots anyways. Oh, Elliott didn't see that one until the last second, but good reflexes. And here comes Sydney McCambridge. Oh, just can't get it by the one person to beat. Lydia fighting for it on the near boards. Big scrub by everybody. Chain. Puck's gonna sit right here on the blue line. Coach's point right over here. Sawyer has it off the boards. Wayzata slaps it the other direction. Lillian with a good pass up to Remy. But Hopkins Park loses it, but there's Lillian still. Lillian keeps the puck flying the right way. Emmy finishes off where Lillian left off. Deep back in the Wayzata zone. Off the boards. The Trojans finally get it out. The Trojans have a 3-on-1, but the one is number 12. Number 12 lets a shut off, but she did get her deep down into the zone. That was still good defense. Here comes Mickelson. Ooh, Mickelson forced out wide. That was a good play by the Trojan there. That's Sawyer making work of them one by one. Sawyer gets a shot. Sawyer buries it to the left side of the net. What a play, coast to coast by number 12, Sawyer Mickelson. for her third goal of the game and a 9-2 Hopkins Park lead. Lydia wins the face-off onto the stick of Sophie Younger. Sophie Younger tries to get it out of our own zone. Turned back the other way by the Trojans. Gathered behind our net by Sophie Younger. Sophie tries to get it up the corner. She does not succeed in that, but Hadley finds it, and Hadley finally gets it out. Hadley with 1 to beat. Can't get around her. Good defense by number 8 for the Wayzata Trojans. Sophie Younger makes easy work of 1. Easy work of 2. Tries to get a pass up to Bree. Bree's there for it. No offsides call. Back the other way. Sophie bats it back down into the Wayzata Trojan zone. Bree's there, hot on her tail. But we're going to let her bring the puck around the net. Off the skate of her own team. And a change with the puck resting right in front of the Wayzata goalie. But they are the first ones. Wayzata with the pass. Turned over by Lillian Johnson. Lillian Johnson battling it deep down in the zone. Emmy right there at the heart of things. Who's going to come away with it? Nobody yet. Nobody really with control of it yet. Still a battle. Still a battle. Sawyer has it. Sawyer's going to bring it out wide with a sweet little backhand to Nuala McCartan. Nuala gets it down and back into the Wayzata zone. Wayzata trying to get it out. They do, but bring it right back in, and back come the Trojans up the far boards. Good defense by Sawyer, Daphne, Lillian, and the whole bunch. Sawyer with 2 on her tail, 1 to beat, gets a shot off, deflected by Wayzata. Wayzata tries to get it up the far boards, but Lillian puts a stop to that nonsense. Kept in on the change. Can we keep it in after the change? Who's the girl in the white helmet that just woke up? Oh, they get one by Elliott home. 9-3. 9-3? 9-3. Face off, eventually controlled by Hadley Johnson. Hadley Johnson up the near boards. Hadley Johnson gets it into the Wayzata zone, and all 5 of them are there waiting for it. But Bree wants to keep it in, and she does. Nice job by Bree. Puts a shot just wide left, down into the near corner of the Wayzata. Back come the Trojans, who just dump it out lazily, and Sophie says, "Thank you." Sophie gets 1 move on, 2 moves on, 3 moves on. She's got 4 Wayzata deflectors around her, and she can't get a shot off. Too many of them. Bree keeps it in. Good job, Bree. The change brings out Lydia, Nuala, Daphne, Lillian, and Sawyer. Wayzata doing a good job of keeping it in their own zone for some reason. Banks it off the boards. Number 8 loses an edge. Onto the stick of Sawyer Mickelson. Sawyer Mickelson with nobody. Sawyer Mickelson makes the goalie commit and hits the pipe, it sounded like, again. Sawyer with a centering pass. Oh, to Lydia, but Lydia just pokes it wide to the left. Contested by the Trojans. Probably had something to do with that. Cora's parents want her to skate, but she falls and falls. Lydia with a pass to Nula, but she wasn't expecting it. Lillian gains control on the far boards, tries to get it back going the other way. Lillian heads up, the puck was right there for you, but she was turned the other direction. Nula with a good defensive play. Leads to a shot by Lydia that just goes wide left off the Wayzata goalie. Daphne keeps it in the Wayzata zone, but here come the Trojans. Nobody there, but Sawyer's hot on her tail. Sawyer with great defense and a glove save by Elliott Holm. Three minutes to go, one shift for these 5 and one more for the next 5. Hadley cuts it back on number 14. Goes up the far boards. Number 9 tries to poke it away, but Hadley's too strong. Hadley skates by the last defender with ease. It seems like they have given up. And Hadley puts away her 5th goal of the game. 10-2 Hopkins Park. Sydney controls it off the faceoff and takes it herself. Sydney puts one more move on. Sydney with a shot on goal. Stopped by Wayzata. Wayzata covers it up, and we're going to have a faceoff. After all that, Wayzata kept it in the zone, and the very last shift of the game is going to have Remy, Nula, Lydia, Daphne, and Lillian. And up come the Trojans, and back go the Trojans. Up comes number 10 up the near boards. Skates around Daphne, poked away by Lillian. Lydia with it in the far corner around Elliott. Lydia tries to just get it out of the zone, but kept in by the Trojans. Lydia keeps battling it and finally gets it out, and Remy's got just a couple to beat. Good defense by number 11 for the green. Around comes number 10. You guys better get ready. She's coming with a full head of steam. Turn around, Daphne. Turn around, Daphne. Turn around, Lillian. Turn around, Lillian. Whoops. And a goal to the stick side of Elliott Holm makes it 10-3. 11-4. 45 seconds to go. We did get one more shift change in. Sophie was just a bit offsides. The ref's out to get her. She wasn't offsides.
How much was I offsides?
16 seconds to go, and this is going to be another easy win for the Hopkins Park Nordics. Good game by all. We're going to zoom in and get the goalie mob. 2-1-0. She's ready for it. Oh. Nice job, Hopkins Park Nordics. Keep stacking the wins up. We just got to get by the Chaska Chan Stormhawks. And we'll see you back next week. Again, it's Osseo Maple Grove.